Greetings, fellow seekers. Today, our path winds toward the craggy highlands and forgotten valleys where ancient voices still echo in the stone. There, amid toppled megaliths and crumbling ruins, dwells a creature as old as myth itself, the Cyclops. Towering and solitary, these one-eyed giants are relics of an age when the world was young and strength alone carved dominion from the wild. They're not monsters in the common sense, nor beasts without reason. The Cyclops are echoes of a time whose shape we no longer understand, an age when the world still trembled beneath the weight of titans. Let us journey now into their origins, habits, and the strange wisdom hidden behind that large, singular eye. To study a Cyclops in the field is to confront strength in its most elemental form. These towering beings stand just over 12 feet tall and weigh nearly 1,200 pounds. Their mass not exaggerated by bulk, but by thick, functional muscle forged through a life of unending survival. Their limbs are long and heavy, with broad shoulders and barrel chests, built for hauling, smashing and climbing. They move with a slow, lumbering gait, unsuited to agility yet stable on uneven ground. Often they lean forward as they walk, their posture shaped by years of burden and the weight of their own size. Their skin ranges from light tan to dark brown, often streaked with dirt or lichen, helping them blend into rocky or forested terrain. Some depictions show thick, matted hair, but many field reports note them as largely bald, with only stringy black hair trailing behind the ears or jaw. Clothing is crude and sparse, stitched hides, ragged cloth or salvaged scraps worn more for protection than modesty. Most striking of all is the single, centrally placed eye. Set high above a wide nose and heavy jaw, it gives the Cyclops its name and its eerie, inhuman presence. The eye grants no magical insight, but its heavy gaze is unsettling to behold. When they hurl stones or swing their makeshift clubs, it is not precision that makes them dangerous. It is sheer, unrelenting force. They are opportunistic omnivores, feeding on bark, roots, small game, livestock and carrion alike. Their teeth are flat and worn, better suited for grinding than tearing. Their hands are immense, with blunt, thick fingers incapable of delicate work, and their nails grow jagged from constant use and neglect. They do not forge tools or craft weapons. Instead, they wield the detritus of their environment, fallen trunks, shattered beams, broken stone. These are not chosen for elegance, only for impact. A Cyclops does not fight with style or strategy. It fights with weight, instinct and memory etched into muscle. Unlike many predators, the Cyclops does not hunt from malice, it hunts from hunger. Solitary by nature, most Cyclops claim vast ranges as their own, defending them fiercely against any intrusion. Their shelters are rough but immense, piles of stone and timber arranged into crude dwellings, often perched atop mountainsides, cliff ledges or wind-carved plateaus. Their daily lives are slow and driven by instinct. A Cyclops may spend hours foraging, resting, or simply roaming its territory in silence. But when provoked, whether by hunger or trespass, it becomes a force of destruction. It hurls stones with devastating power to cripple its prey, then advances with crushing blows from whatever massive weapon it has at hand. There is little finesse in its methods, only overwhelming strength brought to bear without hesitation. Some Cyclops have been known to keep trophies, carved bones, twisted metal, even shattered weapons from past challenges, arranged like shrines within their lairs. Whether this is reverence, instinct, or something in between is unknown, but it speaks to a mind ruled less by reason than by reflex, an echo of something once understood, now simply repeated. When confronting a Cyclops, one must never mistake slowness for weakness. Their strength is immense, and their reach even greater. Melee combat is a gamble few survive. Though their vision is limited at long range, they make up for it with overwhelming force, throwing boulders not with accuracy but with sheer destructive impact. They are not beasts, they do not hunt for sport nor kill without cause. When they act, it is swift, instinctive and final. If battle cannot be avoided, you must not meet them head-on. Use the land, ledges, narrow paths, uneven ground. Break their footing, delay their swing. Make them miss once and keep them missing. Some seekers advise avoiding confrontation entirely. A Cyclops may sometimes be swayed by offerings, livestock, rare foods or tools of clear value. There are tales, though rare, of travelers who earned safe passage through clever gifts or careful gestures, but such efforts are never without risk. One misstep and the moment turns, sudden and irreversible. Tales of Cyclops echo across many lands, broken in detail but bound by a common thread, vast, violent beings whose presence reshapes everything around them. Some stories call them beasts, others guardians, but none forget what they leave behind. One such tale speaks of the bridge breaker of Varn. Long ago, a great stone bridge spanned the twin valleys of Varn, a relic from a forgotten age. One winter, a Cyclops descended from the northern heights and shattered the bridge with a single blow. It did not flee or feast, but simply remained among the broken stones, unmoving, watching. For 3 seasons it guarded the ruin, rising only to cast stones at those who dared approach. And then, without sound or sign, it vanished. The bridge was never rebuilt. Travelers still take long, winding routes through the foothills, though none recall who first warned them to do so. Another story comes from the hills east of Dren. The land there is fertile, the rivers clean, but no village stands. Long ago, settlers carved a road through the cliffs to quarry the stone and raise homes among the trees. It was a quiet place, productive. And then, one by one, the settlements disappeared, not all at once. The first was a quarry outpost, flattened overnight. The men who went to check on it didn't find bodies, just ruins. The second was a farmhouse, torn apart while the family was inside. Nothing left but scraps of clothing and crushed timber. By the time the third settlement vanished, they stopped asking questions. They packed what they could and left. No search party, no retaliation, just fear. A few workers claimed they saw it, once, moving between the ridges at dawn, towering, barehanded, carrying a beam like a walking stick, just walking straight through a stone wall like it was grass. The settlements were abandoned. And now, when travelers pass through Dren, they do so quietly. And finally, there is the tale of the hearthkeeper. Deep in a forest few chart and fewer name, there is a glade where the trees bend wide, the soil is warm, and the scent of ash lingers even when no fire burns. Those who pass through speak of a Cyclops who dwells there. Not hiding, not hunting, but working. It gathers fallen branches, stacks stones, clears leaves from the ring of a long-dead fire. Never quite finishing, never quite stopping, as if waiting for someone else to arrive and give the next command. Some seekers believe it may be acting out a ritual once tied to service, perhaps to a long-dead giant lord or forgotten temple. Others suggest it is instinctual behavior etched deep into the creature's mind by ancient magic or divine order, long since broken. Whatever its origin, the pattern persists. Those who leave food or drink near the hearth often return to find it cooked, arranged, or warmed beside the stones. The fire never lights, yet the ground remains warm. And when the wind dies and the woods fall quiet, one might hear the scrape of stone and the soft rustle of branches. The Cyclops is not merely a creature. It is a memory carved into the bones of the world, a fading echo of the giant races, yes, but also a reminder that the past does not always vanish. It endures. And thus, we conclude this entry into the archives of the SeekersSociety. If you've enjoyed this glimpse into forgotten might, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Have you encountered a Cyclops in your own journeys, or heard whispers of one guarding ancient secrets? Share your tales in the comments below, and if there is another creature that you would like us to explore next, please let us know. Until next time, Seekers, walk with care, for even the broken stones remember the weight of what once stood tall.